What is going on, everybody? This is your boy Juggernaut097 bringing you guys my AEW review for June 24th, 2020. And I just want to thank everybody for joining me here tonight. I appreciate that. And if this is your first time ever checking out one of my videos, please smash that subscribe button, leave a like if you like my channel. Also, please turn on that notification button to be notified every time I make a new video. Thank you. Okay, and also go follow me on all my social media platforms, which you can see here on the screen, and I hope you guys like my graphics for AEW each week. So, hope you guys like that. So, this was the go-home show to AEW's Fyter Fest, which is going to be a 2-week event, which is going to be next week on July 1st, and then it's going to be on July 8th. So, after the show, after I get done reviewing AEW, talking about what I liked and what I didn't like, and, just give my review on the show, I'm going to do a little preview and predictions, so stay tuned for that at the end to see who I think is going to win each match. I could be completely wrong. I don't know. We'll see. We will definitely see. But as I did in my NXT review last night, I'm going to talk about some negatives and some positives, and then I'm going to tell if the show is worth watching or not. So, nonetheless, let's get started with this review. Let's quit wasting any time. So, here we go. So, we'll start off with the negatives, what I didn't like about the show. So, and this isn't going to be in any order. So, we had Hikaru Shida versus Red Velvet. This wasn't really much of a match. I mean, Hikaru Shida hits one move, hits the Falcon Arrow, and gets the 1-2-3 for the win. I mean, I was wanting to see more of Hikaru Shida here, but I like that they're making her look strong, though. And she's going to be facing Penelope Ford next, I think it's next week. I could be wrong. I'll have to check which nights that match is. By the way, let me check right now. Let me get the event pulled up here. Let me see. Penelope Ford. And her question, yeah, that is next week. So July 1st. That's going to be Hikaru Shida is going to be defending the AEW World Championship against Penelope Ford. I like how after the match they kind of had a little brawl, and Kip Sabian got involved in a little bit. Hikaru Shida took out one of Kip Sabian's lenses out of his glasses. I don't know. I think that I'm not a big fan of Kip Sabian. I just don't like him at all. I don't like his gimmick. He's just not really entertaining to me. But I like Penelope Ford though. She's good though. I like her. But I just am not feeling Kip Sabian. So that's one turn off I really have with Penelope Ford. I don't know. I wish she would just kind of do her stuff on her own. But, that's what heels do. They cheat and stuff. So, I mean, that's that. But that's really the only thing negative I have to say about that. But I am really looking forward to that match next week. Because the thing is, AEW is really lacking in the women's division right now. They're really lacking in it. I mean, yeah, they got Hikaru Shida, which she's good. They have Penelope Ford, which she's pretty good. I've seen what she could do. They have Britt Baker, which she is my favorite wrestler. She's my favorite woman wrestler in AEW. She's so entertaining. I love her. But they're just, but they're just kind of missing. They're missing some people over there. Missing some talent. Like they said, oh yeah, we're gonna have the best women's roster, but they haven't had that right now. I mean, it's gotten better since the start of AEW last October, but they still got a lot of work to do with that women's division. So that's all I have to say about that. Another thing I really didn't like about the show was the Cody Rhodes versus Jack Yager press conference. I didn't really like that. I mean, it was kind of pointless. I mean, this isn't MMA here. We don't need to have a press conference. And Jack Yager showing up late to the press conference. I mean, who does he think he is, Conor McGregor? I mean, no. And then after that, they kind of took their pictures. They did their pose. Jack Yager's wife threw water in the face of Cody. I mean, what is this? They trying to get me more hype for the match? I mean, that's not really making me more hype to see this match. They could have just did like a contract signing or like a something, like instead of like a press conference. I know it's kind of making it's different, but this is an MMA. They do not need to have a press conference, and this is for the TNT Championship. I mean, if it was a bigger match, yeah, you could do something, but I don't know. I'm just not the really biggest fan of Jack Yager, and yeah, I just didn't really like this that much. Another thing is, I didn't like about this show. We had this. I mean, not saying I didn't like it, but I was kind of confused during this whole thing. So we had a little segment with Joey Janella and what is his name? Kiss something. What was his name? Let me find that quick here. I tell you, I keep forgetting his name. Sonny Kiss. I mean, this was kind of a weird segment. I mean, it showed them going to like a convenience store. Like, you showed them still driving around like they were. But this was like really random. Like, some guys jump them. Well, they go like, oh yeah, nice car. And then these guys jump Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela. This was like really random, and they beat up these random guys. I was just confused during this whole segment. Like, what the hell is going on here? I was just confused during that. And also, this is kind of a segue. So the next match we had was Copacabana and Mr. Brody Lee versus Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela. This wasn't a bad match, but I'm still. I kind of like what they're doing with Copacabana and Brody Lee, because this is something really different, like a lot different. I mean, most of the match, Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela, they kind of beat up on Copacabana, but it showed Brody Lee did most of the work, and but I mean, Copacabana and Brody Lee did end up getting the victory because by help of Brody Lee basically doing everything. And during the match, Copacabana goes like, what happened? Like, he saw them guys get beat up, and he didn't like see the distractions that the Dark Order was doing during the match. Like, you could see that Copacabana still has his basically being a babyface. So he doesn't want to do all these. I think that I don't know. This is just really weird. Like, why have Copacabana join the Dark Order? I mean, it's something different though. I kind of like it. At the same time, I'm just really confused with it. Like, I want to know some backstory on why are they recruiting him. I understand that, Brody Lee wants to help people, out of losses and stuff. Like, if you have a whole bunch of losses, I mean, he recruits who he wants to recruit. But I have a feeling, maybe Copacabana might turn on Brody Lee. I don't know. He might realize, going like, oh, these guys are bad guys. I shouldn't be working with them. But I don't know. I'm just a little confused with it. Not saying like this was a really bad thing. It's confusing about the. That's about really the only negatives I have about the show this week. So, now let's talk about the positives. So, probably the best match of the show was between FTR versus SCU. This was a really good match. Both these teams have really, really good chemistry. And this was really good. But FTR did end up getting the victory, and I'm not sure what their move is called here in AEW. I know it was called the Shatter Machine in WWE, but I'm not sure what it's called here. But they did end up beating SCU. But after the match, we had a little promo by FTR. Basically, they were saying that they don't care what the team is. They were calling out every team. They were calling out Jurassic Express. They were calling out the Young Bucks, Private Party, Butcher and the Blade, Pentagon Jr. and Pentagon Jr. and Ray Phoenix. They were their best friends. They were calling out everybody, saying, "I don't care who you guys are. I don't care if you're bad or good. Like we'll fight you." We says we don't care, which I like that. I like this. I like what we're seeing with FTR. We're actually seeing what they're capable of here. And we saw that, when they were in NXT, but it's unfortunate, what we didn't really get to see that on the main roster in WWE. Like, they just had them as, funny gimmicks in WWE, which was terrible because these guys can actually go. Like, they're like an old school team, which I love that. But no, they basically called out every team saying, hey, we want to fight you guys, we don't care, and we're going to win because we're old school also. But then we had Butcher and the Blade show up. They jumped in FTR's truck that they pulled up in. They said, hey, we want to challenge you guys at Fyter Fest. We want to have the Young Bucks and FTR versus Butcher and Blade and Pentagon Jr. and Ray Phoenix. So that's going to be happening next week. And then Pentagon Jr. and Ray Phoenix showed up, and they had a little brawl with FTR. They hit the package pile driver assist, like the foot stomp, onto FTR. So it was, I like this. And then the Young Bucks came to the aid of FTR. But yeah, this tag team division is really strong in AEW. I tell you, it's really strong. Like I said, you got FTR over there. You got SCU. You got Private Party. You got the Dark Order. You got Joey Janella and Sonny Kiss. You got the Young Bucks. You got Best Friends. This tag team division is strong. You got Kenny Omega and Adam Page. Adam. Yeah. Yeah, Adam Page, I said it right. I don't know, I was contradicting myself there for a minute. But, you got so many great tag teams over here. And that's what's really strong about AEW right now. And also, during this match, I want to know, so JR mentions during the match that, so during that FTR versus SCU match, he mentions how, the AEW takes care of their talent. Kind of throwing shade at WWE a little bit, saying, we check our wrestlers before they come to the building, talk about the coronavirus, and we temperature check them, and we take care of our talent, unlike other companies, basically. He did say unlike other companies, but saying we have the best company here taking care of our talent. And he reminds everybody to wear their masks. So yeah, it's kind of throwing shade at WWE a little bit. They do need to take, very good precautions during this, So, I kind of like that JR was throwing a little bit of shade here. But let's see what else was good about this show. The Brian Cage segment was pretty good. He basically had a squash match, going into AEW's Fyter Fest, going against Jon Moxley for the AEW World Title. That's gonna be pretty interesting to see. And Tazz, he is golden on the mic. Of course we already know that, but this kind of reminds me of like a Paul Heyman and a Brock Lesnar thing. I don't know. He just reminds me of Brian Cage. Reminds me of Brock Lesnar, and Tazz reminds me of Paul Heyman. Like that mouthpiece, saying, when Tazz is on the mic, you listen to Tazz. And I was listening here. Basically said this was a good segment. Tazz was saying that, Jon Moxley, hey, it's better that you're at home right now because Dean Ambrose, WWE, talking about John Moxley was at home because he ran into he came in somebody with contact with COVID-19. And Tazz was saying, hey, it's better that you're at home because if you were here, you would not want to get your ass handed to you by Brian Cage. So this is I'm actually really looking forward to this. So this match is gonna be really good, and I think that's gonna be on the second night of AEW's Fyter Fest. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And another good thing about the show was the last segment. So we had Chris Jericho and Orange Cassidy, kind of like a little face-to-face confrontation. So basically, Chris Jericho comes out. He says that he says, why did the chicken cross the road? He repeats himself, why did the chicken cross the road? And he says, Orange Cassidy, you are the why did the chicken cross the road? He goes like, it's amusing at first, but then it over and over and over again, it gets annoying. And that's what he thinks of Orange Cassidy, is that Orange Cassidy is really annoying. And he doesn't understand basically why AEW signed him. Like, Chris Jericho talked to like Cody Rhodes, he talked to everybody, he talked to the Bucks. He goes like, why did AEW sign him? Because, and everybody said the same thing, because he's different from the rest. He got over by himself. And basically Jericho said, hey, if you try your, those shin kicks, those lazy shin kicks, he goes like, he says, that pisses me off, basically. And he said, I'm going to kick your ass in 30 seconds if you don't. He was like, you better show like a real Orange Cassidy if you don't want to, piss me off and stuff. And he's saying, he was like, oh yeah, I understand why people like you, because you can relate to all these other people, because you're lazy like these people, you're a slacker, and I just like how he throws shade there. Chris Jericho throws shade there. But after that, Orange Cassidy took the microphone, and he basically, I thought Orange Cassidy was going to say some words like, come on, say something. But no, he didn't say anything. He threw down the microphone, did those little shin kicks, and Jericho was just getting pissed off. So he took off Orange Cassidy's glasses, and he broke them. And that pissed off Orange Cassidy. So they got in a brawl a little bit. They fought in the crowd. They fought all the way up to the higher up rafters area in the baseball stadium, because that's where they're at Daly's place. So they fought a little bit in the crowd, and I don't know how Orange Cassidy's ear I think it was his ear got busted open, but I don't know how that really happened. But yeah, dude, his ear was just gushing blood down the side of his face. I'm like, oh, is his face bleeding? But it was his ear. But we saw kind of like a Superman punch through a table in the crowd, so that was pretty cool at the end, and that's how the show went off the air, which I'm actually really looking forward to this Chris Jericho versus Orange Cassidy match. I think we're going to see some really good stuff out of Orange Cassidy here. I mean, I like that Pac and Orange Cassidy match at AEW Revolution. I like that. So I think we're going to see something really, really good here between Orange Cassidy and Chris Jericho. And I think that's going to be on the first night. But yeah, that was my AEW review for June 24th, 2020. So now that we got this review all the way, let's do a little bit of preview and predictions. And we're going to do that right now. So here we go. So night one, here's the matches we got for night one. We have Proud and Powerful Santana and Ortiz versus Private Party, Isaiah Cassie and Mark Queen. I think I pronounced his name right. Marquand. You know, and also Matt Hardy's going to be in the corner of them, of Private Party. I think that Private Party is end up going to get in the win here. There's a lot of tag team matches on here. Like I said, they got a really good tag team division over here in AEW, and they're showing that right here on the show. They're going to show that on the show. But I'm going to say Private Party wins. Private Party's going to end up winning the match. And then next match we have is MJF and Warlow versus Jungle Express, Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy. MJF and Warlow are going to end up getting the victory here. I mean, they're just building up Warlow to be like a Brock Lesnar. I mean, his finisher is called the F10, so he's also looks a person that looks like Brock Lesnar. So, yeah, I mean, they're just making him look like a strong beast over here. But the match that they did have this week, Warlow and Luchasaurus, was actually a pretty good lumberjack match. I was actually really enjoying it for the most part until everything broke out. But, you know, that's how lumberjack matches go. And then we have the AEW Women's World Heavyweight Championship match. We got Hikaru Shida defending the title against Penelope Ford. I think that Hikaru Shida will retain her title here, but I think this is going to be a really good match, and to actually see what Penelope Ford is made of, it's going to be really good to see. And then we have the AEW World Tag Team Championships. We have the Elite, Kenny Omega and Adam Page defending the titles against best friends Chuck Taylor and Trent. This is going to be an arrogant match also. I don't know. I don't really see Kenny Omega and Adam Page losing the titles here. I wouldn't be... Yeah, I just don't see him losing the titles here. So I'm going to say the Elite retain. And then I think this is what's going to be the main event of night one. We got Cody Rhodes defending the TNT Championship against Jack Yager. Cody Rhodes is going to retain. Like, he's not losing the title here. He's going to retain. So that's night one matches for you. Let's see here. So night two, Nyla Rose is supposed to be in action. I don't know who she's going to go against, but she says she has something big to announce. So we'll see what that is. And of course, we got the Young Bucks, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson, and FTR, Cash Wheeler and Dax Hardwood, versus the Lucha Bros, Pentagon Jr. and Rey Fenix, the Butcher and the Blade. I think that the Bucks and FTR are going to end up getting the victory here. Then we also have Lance Archer versus Joey Janela. I think that Lance Archer is going to end up winning here. I mean, we haven't seen Lance Archer for like a while. Well, I didn't watch last week's AEW, so I don't know if he was on last week, but we haven't seen him since his loss against Cody at Double or Nothing. So, yeah. So I was kind of random, like, this is kind of a little random match here. I mean, we saw Lance Archer attack Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss after that tag team match with Brody Lee and Copacabana. So I thought this is kind of just a throwaway match, kind of random. You know, I think they're going to just make Lance Archer look strong here. And then next we have Copacabana and the Dark Order, Brody Lee and Stu Grayson, and also Copacabana is going to be... I did say Copacabana. Sorry, I didn't think I said that. Versus SCU, Christopher Daniels, Frigga Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky. I think that... I think the SCU is going to end up getting the victory, to be honest. I think they are. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to say SCU wins here. And then next match we have is Chris Jericho versus Orange Cassidy. I think that Jericho is going to put over Orange Cassidy here. You know, this could be really interesting. I think this is one of the matches I'm really looking forward to. And then the main event we have is the AEW World Heavyweight Championship match. We got Jon Moxley defending the title against Brian Cage. Jon Moxley is retaining. There's no doubt about it. He's going to retain. I want him to have a long title reign here, but yeah, so I don't really think any titles are really going to change hands. I want to see why. I mean, yeah, I don't see any titles changing hands here. But that was my predictions and my review for AEW for June 24th, 2020. Go down in the comments, tell me what you thought about the show, and also go follow me on all my social media platforms, and I guess I'll catch you guys in my next video. I'm probably going to be doing a retro video next, so I'm probably going to start on my Slammiversary reviews here, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep pumping out videos for you guys, keep improving my channel. But that's all, Juggernaut. That's the saying. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.